welcome to episode 81 of Talking Small Press Comics with Steve Keeter, myself, Larned Justin, and this is our Christmas edition.
I know, I failed, right?
Well, I didn't Christmas tree in the background there.
I do have a Christmas tree. Let me see if I can move that over. See it. Christmas tree right there.
There
it
you
is.
go.
Little Christmas
there it
tree
is. So
on top of my microwave.
Yeah.
In my room.
So we've got everything all decorated up. My head and Steve's microwave. So anyway, we got quite a few comics to do today.
Microwave fried brains, and that's what we're presenting you with today.
Oh,
just in time for Christmas.
All right, let's see what we got first, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I got something wonderful from Larry Johnson. Yeah, I like that. I like what you got there. You got this new.
Yeah, a little new setup so we can see the cover while we're talking. And this is Tales of the Broken Bee. Now, the problem is I can't look inside the comic. You're going to have to do that part.
Oh,
and there's
I
the
get
back.
The fun part.
Yeah. It's the same picture
on
the back.
Issue.
Yeah.
Another excellent issue. Here we go.
I mean, look what Larry does. He draws an entire page for 2 word balloons. You know, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.
But it has to do with the Broken Bee Ranch, and this is issue number 6. So we already pretty familiar with these cowboys and the characters in here. And here we have a situation where a group of gypsies happen upon the ranch. They come down from the mountains. Yeah. And some pretty wild stuff happens after that. It's
well, with Larry, you know, his stories are excellent, and there's always a twist, and there's always something special about his comics.
Yeah, and gypsies have appeared over the years many times in Larry's comics. So he has a fascination with gypsies and that entire culture.
There's a character down in the left panel there that you have to be aware of. That's all I'm going to say about him. But you got to be aware of that guy.
The guy. Who's the most sneaky looking guy on this page? This guy looks pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
I would keep an eye out for that guy there.
Yeah, you have to keep an eye out on that guy.
Yeah, keep an eye on that guy. They're actually looking for a guy who did something sinister. But he's a long-haired guy. But this guy has short hair, but that doesn't seem to matter too much. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We got this beautiful young gypsy lady, and she introduces herself to Sam Gladstone, who is he's the head of the ranch.
Yeah, that's the Broken Bee Ranch hand. That's the
Broken Bee Ranch.
Not the hand, but the head of it. Yeah.
What do you call that?
The foreman or something.
Yeah, the ranch foreman.
Here's a splash page in the middle. I just show that to you. But, I mean, Larry, look at the work he puts in for these large pages with all these figures and everything in them.
Yeah, the artwork is beautiful. Yeah. And, I mean, there's a moment in the middle where this young, beautiful gypsy lady is at a stream somewhere, and she's washing her clothes. And there's almost a moment of nudity. Not nudity,
not quite.
You know, but
suggested. Look who's in the bushes.
And Sam Gladstone's there looking. You know, he sees her, and you know, I don't blame him. And if I saw, I would look too.
But on the left, look who's in that bush over there on the left. There.
Yeah. And there's the bad guy again. So the bad guy's over here, and he's watching.
Yeah.
And, you know, and So he's a troublemaker, and he's done some stuff in the past. I believe the gypsies are looking for this guy. He vanished up into the mountains, and goodness, he did something terrible before. I think he killed someone else. I have to go back and look. I read this a few days ago. But the artwork is wonderful. Larry's artwork is just wonderful.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yep.
It's just amazing. Especially after all these years. I've been following Larry since, good grief, 1973.
Wow. Yeah.
I can tell you, he's only gotten better and better and better.
Yeah.
And it's the stories that he does. They're so epic. They're so epic, and the artwork is. And now he's doing full color comics, and he has been for several years.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't recommend these enough. But there's a lot of drama in this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And eventually, the bad guy does succumb to justice. Eventually, it is revealed. Without revealing everything here, but I'm saying
you can't tell it all. But the gypsies kind of, they have a bad reputation for stealing and things like that, and they're trying to live that down a little bit. And
Larry's artwork is just so wonderful. It's cartoony, but it's also I don't know. There's something. There's a realism in there, but I think the realism is more in the storytelling, and the artwork is somewhat cartoony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Larry is an excellent storyteller, and he comes up with some great stories. Yeah.
Yeah. He makes you feel for the people.
Yeah. That's really a neat issue. How many pages is that? Does it say?
It's at least, the story itself is 29 pages, and then there's a few other pages, so it's probably about 30 some odd pages.
And the price is $6.50 on that,
which is a steal. It's a great price.
Yeah,
this is a fine comic book.
So I don't know how you can go wrong. That's a good one. That's a good one to start off the show with. Yeah,
and it's a UFO zine. For fans of the United Fanzine organization. Just letting you know, I'm still the chairman. And the UFO continues into the year 2025. There's going to be some changes in that group. Just to mention it really quickly, Rob Imes is going to be helping me out during the next year because I'm rather busy with a relationship that I have, and I'm trying to bring my fiance over from from the Philippines. I went to the Philippines several months ago, and we spent a lot of time together, and now I'm engaged. And so I'll be busy with stuff related to that. But I am still going to be chairman of the UFO, and I got a new UFO newsletter coming out early in January. I'm also working on a new issue of my comic Mantra, which looks like it's going to be just after the UFO newsletter. And how do we get into that? I don't know, but you did. So let's move on to. I mentioned the UFO. The UFO continues. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. After 50-some years, this group is still around. A group of people who publish comics and. All right, what do we got next? I got another UFO zine. See, I'm telling you, this group is a group of people who publish small press comics, and we got Strange Times number 6 from Tom Fellrath. And this is a guy, I've mentioned this before, but he vanished from small press 30 years or so ago, and then he's not there. Oh, okay. Well, here I am. I have a hat now. Oh, where'd that come from? Are you still recording? How do I look? 1 second you did not have a hat. Now you do have a hat. How'd that work? Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello is the shampoo that glorifies your hair. Remember that? It was an old commercial. Yeah. Remember Halo shampoo? Getting back to Strange Times. This entire issue is devoted to Keith Newsom. Keith Newsom.
And he
And we
is
love
one
Keith Newsom.
excellent cartoonist, artist, whatever.
That's right. And here's a picture of. We've seen him in
Here's a
person.
picture.
We saw him at Case a couple of years ago. I mean, he looks exactly
met him.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
A darn
Yep.
good-looking guy. Darn
Mhm.
good-looking guy. Wow, he's looking directly at you. It's
Yes.
kind of a
In that picture,
not
he's
not-
staring right
not-
at you.
Yeah, not
With
an
that-
intense look. Kind of an interesting. He's an interesting individual. He has an interesting
Yeah.
face.
Oh, he does some neat work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He does a lot of stuff. He doesn't just do comics, but he does
no,
comics.
he does all
some
kinds of
great-
things.
And this issue, here's a self-caricature that he did. It looks exactly like him. Keith, that looks just like him. I know you're watching
Yeah.
this video. It looks
Yeah.
exactly like you. And here he is as a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's him. Yeah.
I guess. I noticed
Yeah.
the baby does not have a goatee, but other than that,
No
it looks like.
goatee. Without the goatee, we would certainly have recognized
Yeah.
this individual here. But Keith, this entire issue, this is brilliant from Tom Fellrath.
Tom Fellrath.
It's an examination of Keith, his entire life, and all the stuff
All
he
kinds
does.
All the
Here
artwork
he
in
is.
there is Keith's. There's photos
He
like
plays
that.
bass. Yeah, he used to be in a band.
Mm-hmm.
And where is he? He's here. There
he is.
Many,
Yeah.
many years ago, when he played bass in a band. But this goes on because he's not just, it goes through his entire life. He's not just a musician. He is a mighty
There he
musician,
is
as you
with the
can
guitar.
see in the picture. He also does comics. He does face painting.
Mhm.
When you get into that stuff, he creates masks and stuff. Some of the face and body painting as well.
Yeah.
Here he is by Keith Newsom, How to Paint a Zombie.
There you go. There's some face
So,
painting he did. Look at that. Look at that.
But
Pretty cool.
That's incredible. One step
Yeah.
at a time. This is how you do it, folks. If
Yeah.
you want to be a zombie,
That's how you do it.
and he's done body painting. I mean, entire body painting.
Yeah.
And we see him here, right here.
Yeah. There he is working.
Yeah, he's at work there. And there's
So,
a lot of great stuff.
And his artwork on paper is fantastic.
Yeah. Face painting. He creates masks. Let's see. Here's a couple of masks that he did. Basically, we're talking about undead creatures. We're talking about zombie masks and zombie painting and stuff like that. That's mostly what he enjoys.
And look at the monsters and dragons he did here. Look at this. Is that cool?
He always does great dragons. Yeah, his dragons are superb.
Fantastic. Yeah, look at that.
Superb.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is Keith himself as a zombie.
So part-time zombie, part-time cartoonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There he is behind the
I think
horse.
that's him there too. But he's an unbelievably talented individual. And then you get into his comics.
Yeah.
And let's see, airbrush and Dayclo paint. There's some paintings that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these are enormous. I believe that let's see, 9 feet. Okay, the split clown face, it says top left here, is 9 feet wide, 9 feet by 8 feet wide. That would be this one.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
9 by 8.
He is into all sorts of stuff.
That's awesome.
But the most impressive, he's got airbrush creation, the skull wall at Carnage Haunted House, 10 feet high. Now check this out, 10 feet high and 100 feet long, currently classified as one of the biggest haunted murals in the world.
Wow.
And that is this one.
That is something.
And Keith did that.
Yeah. Whew. I wonder how long that took. Wowie.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, he's so talented, and he's so amazingly talented. But he's really a nice guy. If you meet him in person, he's super nice. He's not
nice to us.
Egotistical and all. You go back, if you look through this, and I gotta hand it to Tom Fellrath. I don't know how Tom did this. She must have had long interviews with Keith, but
he must have. Must have taken quite a while to get this together. Yeah.
Even some early comic book, small press work from Keith. Superhero work in here.
Yeah, and you can see what I'm showing down here. Some of his other superhero type things that he's done down here. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. And it's over the years.
It's not just one style. He seems to be able to change his style based on what he's doing. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I guess you're looking at some of this kind of stuff. Woo, look at this.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
So
and this is just a small portion of what's in the book. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So stuff to read, stuff to look at.
Amazing. Again, you mentioned the dragons. When we saw him at Space, I saw some of the posters that he did.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves to do dragons.
Yeah.
And wow. And he sells these prints, and they're just incredible. So this issue focuses on him. It also talks about, he also goes through about his life and the tragedies in his life.
Now look at what I'm showing. There's a progression of where he starts out drawing this fantasy character on the left, and then the finished page on the right. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. I have to get used to, now that you have this technology, I have to get used to looking down there, because I'm looking over at you, and now I see, this is great. This is the first time we've used this. Larned has changed the course of our show. He's changed the aesthetic, everything. It's just okay, but I like it. Yeah, and I saw that page, and how it goes from one step to the other, to the other, to the other. And that's
I don't want to give everything away, because the book this is only a small portion of what's in that book. So I really don't want to give it all away, but we do want to promote it.
And there's poetry in here, and I believe, I guess the backgrounds here are by Keith. But he's a brilliant writer, a brilliant poet. There's been some tragedy in his life regarding his son, and he had a tumor and this and that. And he talks about that. It's all very moving. But man, this is, oh my gosh! And here he is. He's showing off the basses he's played over the years.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, a ton of them. Yeah.
I had a bass that looked similar to this one. But it was an Ibanez. What is that? Is that an Ibanez? No, it's a Washington. I had an Ibanez. Looked kind of similar. I wasn't that good a bass player. I'm not nowhere near as good as Keith. And here he is, showing off his equipment and looking very serious about it. This is my equipment. This is it. Don't mess with me.
Don't touch. Yeah.
Don't touch.
Look at the painting I'm showing now. You just saw how realistic the dragons look, but then he can switch to do something like that.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And that looks like very tragic.
Yeah, but a completely different style.
Because on the other page next to that, it says, sometimes it's the look in someone's eyes as they watch your child be led back in a wheelchair, the pain they feel, and also the belief in something higher, that everything will turn out okay in the long run.
Yeah.
And then you have that tragic picture, that tragic, the picture you're showing. And yeah, but one page after another after another. This is, I got to hand it to both Keith and to Tom Fellrath. This is one of the finest things I've seen in a long time. This is one of the finest small press publications or independent or whatever. This is a great book, and I recommend this to anyone. No kidding. I don't know what the price is. I think it's $150.
Don't scare anybody. Very reasonable.
No, it's not that much, but I don't see the price here.
I'll
tell you what, it's a great zine. Yeah, I just don't see it.
I don't see the
price. It does
price,
have a barcode in the back. If you can scan that, you can figure out the price, I guess. Probably $10 or so.
I don't see the price on there.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's well worth it.
That's no problem. We will have the contact information below, and you can contact them and find out.
There's a QR code. I wonder if that QR code will tell. I got a QR reader here. Let me see. Very quickly here. Where's
but it's easy to.
There it is.
I'm sure his email will be included. You can email him and find out the price, or you can email Tom Fellrath and find out the price, which may even be quicker.
Okay, but I just hit the QR reader. Let's see if it works. It doesn't work. These things never work. These things never work when you need them to. You know.
I hate to mess with that, but
heck with it.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Whatever it is, it's worth it. I can guarantee that. Okay, I didn't want to
find out. Yeah.
This one's top. This is beyond top notch. This is incredible. This is great.
Very good.
Brilliant. Hats off to Tom and Keith.
Yeah.
I said hats off. Okay, that's good enough.
There you go. All right. What do we got next here?
We got one here called Shelter Dog.
Oh, Shelter Dog. That's very important.
Hear my southern accent, Shelter Dog. See, Southerners say dog like D-A-W-G, Shelter Dog. But
there's the Shelter Dog.
Jason Degroot.
And that's by Jason Degroot. But it is a. Let's see if we can get this right. It's a publication that he did and invited a number of artists to participate, but he gives them to animal shelters so that they can sell them and earn a little money. That's the idea behind these. Right. He gives them a certain amount.
Larned Justin was involved with this. I'm not going to mention it, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. But Larned Justin had something to do with this.
Yeah, I did part of it, and
we'll get to that in a minute.
But that's the idea that he will give a certain amount to a rescue shelter. They sell them and they keep the money. That's how that works.
And
so
these
pretty
are
good
stories.
charity.
These are
Plus,
stories
you get a really neat comic.
Wrote.
You can get a very neat comic doing that. You know.
And here's story. This is artwork by Terry S. Wood.
Yeah.
He does a wonderful, wonderful job. And a story written by Jason Degroot. This is when Shelter Dog first pops in.
Yeah.
You got a guy saying, "I want a puppy. I want a puppy." And so Shelter Dog, who's always wanting to help out, pops up. And starts to, ask about, starts to interview the guy, asking him questions, why do you want a puppy? And, and he said, the guy's saying why he would like to have a puppy, to do stuff like wrestling in the grass with, and playing fetch. He enjoys puppy breath. And Shelter Dog brings in a dose of reality somewhere along the line, and then he says, okay, those sound like great reasons to get a puppy, and I think I can get the perfect puppy for you, but But before I do, and this is where you get to, this is the thing about it. They're talking, you know, shelter dog relates to animal shelters and taking care of animals that need to be taken care of. So he says, what if your puppy chews up your favorite comic book? And the boy's like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
what if he poops in your cool shoes?
There you go. It can happen.
Look at this artwork by Terry Wood. That's so
Very
good.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so smooth. And on and on and on. So he gives the guy a drilling, and what, you know, what if the dog needs a walk, go for a walk, needs a bath, and he says, take all the time you need. So what Jason is doing here is he's giving you a dose of reality. So you want a puppy.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do everything it entails to take care of this animal?
Yeah. Which is a lot of work.
And the little boy has to sleep on it. So he sleeps on it, and he wakes up and says, I want a puppy.
There you go.
Yes, he's decided he's willing to take care of the puppy, and Shelter Dog pops up with the puppy.
Yep.
It's kind of wonderful. I mean, it's really kind of wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, if you love animals, you got to be willing to take care of them. Look at this. Look at this great artwork by Terry Wood. Gosh.
Yeah. Really nice. Really nice. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and it goes on and on. There's more here.
Yeah, my story is Too Many Pennies.
We're going to get to that. We'll get to that next week. We're not going to talk about it tonight. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But Lauren is like, what about my story? Okay. Here it is. Too Many Pennies.
Yeah.
Jason Degroot and Larned Justin.
Yeah. Jason wrote it. I drew it. And
style. Tell us about this story, Larned.
Well, it's about a bunch of little tiny dogs. They're little tiny dogs that you see. I got to look here.
Penny.
The little boy wants the dog to have a lot of puppies. Okay. So the shelter dog says, kind of tells him, well, this is what's going to happen if you get a lot of dogs. So
now, the dog's name is Penny. The dog that he has is named Penny.
And if you get too many pennies, you got a problem. And these are little pennies. You could hold them in your hand, a bunch of them. And that's kind of the story. I don't want to give the whole thing away, but that's kind of the story that if you want a lot of puppies, you got a lot of work.
Yeah, that's what shelter dog pops in with a dose of reality, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, I want a dog. I want
all these puppies and everything. And
if you got one penny,
you what it's like.
Right? Yeah. If she's not fixed, you're going to have a lot of little pennies. A lot of little pennies.
And so you can see in some of the panels, I don't know if you can see it that well. If you look in some of the panels, there's a lot of pennies on the ground.
They're
I would draw little dogs forever doing this.
Yeah. So there's a responsibility. You know, you got to get this dog fixed if you're going to.
Yeah. Otherwise, you got a problem.
Yep.
Anyway, Jason wrote the story. I drew it, and it's in here, and I enjoyed drawing it.
Yeah, I like your artwork here, you know. Well, that looks good, and this looks good right here too. And you got more and more pennies popping up.
Yeah.
But I like there's a wheelbarrow. This one with a wheelbarrow with all the pennies in it.
All the pennies in it. Yeah, that's the only way you can cart them around. You wanted so many dogs.
After a while, you're going to have so many pennies that you have to take care of them. He says, just imagine if they were all regular size. That would be a lot of food and a lot of poop. A lot of poop to clean up if you have too many pennies. So you got to do something. You got to do something. Once again, the whole book's about if you're going to be an animal owner, if you're going to be a dog owner, for instance, you got to face up to your responsibilities.
Yeah.
And And Larned's cartoony style is just, I like this guy here. This guy here with the mustache right here.
Yeah, the guy, yeah.
I like that.
Sandwich man
Yeah.
there, yeah.
So, great stuff.
But then the next story is Shelter Cat. Look at that, Shelter Cat. And that one,
John Muller.
Jason wrote, but John Muller did the letters and the artwork. And if you know his work, it's just excellent.
A little different. And it's interesting because you see John Muller doing a lot of science fiction stuff and a lot of fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
And to see him here doing cartoony stuff, it's kind of an interesting, different take for him.
Yep. Yeah.
So
really cool.
Yeah, but he does a great job with it. This is Shelter Cat. What if you have a cat?
Yeah.
And you got the same thing. You have to take care of him, and he talks about all the problems, the hairballs, the yowling, and I can't even talk, as one guy says, I can't even talk about what the cat did in my bathroom.
There you go.
This is, so, the guy's bawling about how much work it is to take care of a cat.
Yeah.
You
wouldn't think so, but it is.
You wouldn't, But then the cat pops up, as Shelter Cat does, and says, can I get this on screen here? Okay, right there. I love you. Somewhere along the line, the cats they'll cuddle up to you and let you know that they love you. And everything else is forgiven. Yeah, and that's the way it is. I mean, that's truly the way it is if you have a pet, a dog or a cat. The love that you get is just, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And Larned has his dog, Zoe.
Huh?
Zoe. I've met Zoe, your dog.
I have Zoe the dog, my own dog, yes.
And I went out walking with you one morning. We went out walking, and Zoe refused to poop in the woods.
That's her MO. Wherever you think she should go and poop, she doesn't think she should go and poop there.
She didn't want to do it.
No.
Maybe because I was there.
Yeah.
So,
that's owning a dog.
I'm not allowed to have any animals in this house. But we'll see what happens in the future.
There. Yeah.
I'm an animal. Yeah.
Enough trouble
I am getting married soon. I think I'm getting married soon. I think so. I have a fiance coming over from the Philippines soon. We'll see how it goes, folks. I'll keep you. I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
But this is a good one. Shelter dog.
Yeah.
Jason's making a point here. He's making a point. He's saying something important with this, and it's also just a great comic. And the production is great. Full color cover, and for a comic that he's going to have the shelters give away, it tells people what it takes to own a dog. So it really does two purposes. They're not giving them away; they're selling them, so they earn a little money. Plus, they inform the public on what it takes to have a dog or a cat. That was a brilliant thing to do. I mean, Jason, it was well done.
Smart coming up with that.
Really well done. Jason, kudos.
Yep.
Jason Degroot. Another terrific project from Jason.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Because we got so much stuff.
We got a lot.
Where are we at?
How about
34 minutes? Almost 35 minutes.
How about Mustard Comics?
That's the one I had in my hand. Right there.
Yeah. There's Mustard Comics. Now, there is one thing about Mustard Comics. We have copies, but it's for the patrons, actually.
Micah Liesenfeld.
Yeah, it's Micah's, but it's for his patrons. And what it is a bunch of things that Micah has done over the years, all combined into Mustard Comics. And it's mustard because Micah likes mustard. Simple as that. I like mustard. On my stuff, he likes mustard, so Mustard Comics.
He says, right here at the beginning, I know what you're thinking. Mustard flavored, yum yum. That's what I'm usually thinking. And eating. So what would be a more appropriate title for a zine collecting all the random comics I've made than the condiment that fuels most of my appetite?
There you go. See?
And he shows you stuff, older stuff. Here's where he did a page based on 2001: A Space Odyssey. And he did this in 1998.
Yeah.
And if you ever saw the movie, at the beginning of the movie, you have a guy jogging around a gigantic space station, which is a big circle. But it's, there's no gravity, so he's like, he's just going around in a circle. And Micah depicts that. Micah depicts that.
Micah, yeah.
And this is quite different from the last book that we reviewed.
Oh, really?
Micah.
Very different. Everything in here is a little different. Yeah. Yeah.
But it goes to show, the diversity of talent, the great talent that he has.
Yeah.
Here we are. Something about the Watchers, which is actually a satire on Pokemon. So this is a Pokemon type character, a little more furry, a little more. I'm colorblind, but I think that's orange.
This is from 2023. He did this.
Yeah, so that's not too long ago. That looks like Micah's.
That one's not too long ago, but he does have some older things in here also. But and you can see part of it's color, part of it's black and white.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. And
that's neat. And he has explanations at the bottom. He talks. He has little
he tells you
everything.
when he did it and the circumstances of how he did it, why he did it, and that kind of thing. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. It's supposed to be for his Patreons, but maybe you can get one. I don't know. Without being a Patreon, I don't know. We'll have his contact info, and you can find out. But we wanted to. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's on Patreon. So check out his Patreon page. If we can post a link to it, it'd be great. Otherwise, look for it, find it. But contact Micah. But this is something he did in 2007. It just shows his diversity. He's doing a
completely different style that he did.
Completely different.
Back then. Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah. Some funny stuff. Some funny stuff he does. Lex and Lisa, lightning bug. Well, I don't know. They had an argument, and it ends with her dropping a bag of electric eels on his head.
See, that's what happens when you argue with a girlfriend.
Yeah, you don't argue with a woman if you're a guy. You just don't do it. And
they'll throw eels on your head every time.
So there's some great stuff. And on. Let me see. Oh, here's some stuff published by Buzz.
Bazizik.
Buzzes. You know this guy. You've met him in person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we all know. Everybody should know Buzz by now.
Everybody should know Buzz, but apparently, well, of course, that's not his real name. And it says here, and I
do know his real name, but
well, he says he was the original editor of the White Buffalo Gazette. Yeah. Who was the original editor of the White Buffalo Gazette?
That's how I knew him. When later he went to a couple people, and then I did it. But yeah.
But you don't know his real name?
I know his real name. Back when he did the original White Buffalo Gazette, he was Max Traffic at that time.
Aha!
Then he changed to Buzz Bazizik.
Yeah.
And I do know his real name, but I'm not going to reveal it because I don't think he
didn't change to Larned Justin, did he? I heard Larned Justin had something to do with the White Buffalo Gazette as well.
I published it for a while, about a year.
So he's not you.
He's not me.
You're not him.
No, he's a completely different guy, not me.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And he lives in Florida with you.
Oh, does he? It might be
Yeah.
me. Maybe it was
Maybe
me.
it's you. Yeah, because he
Could
lives
be
in
me.
Florida.
I don't think so, though.
It's not you?
It,
Oh.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember doing that. But and then there's a thing about alien invaders. I guess he did this too. Let me see. Oh, yeah. This is this Buzz? Or who is
Alien
this? But
invaders.
it has to do with the jam that Jason Degroot is doing now. The character named Digby.
Oh.
This character named Digby and his dog appear in this. Right?
Yeah.
And they also appear in the jam that Jason Degroot is working on right now. But this isn't by Jason. This is by someone else. Is this part of it? Yeah, it says 15. It's SJ 15. So it's makes me want to check it out.
Yeah.
Sunday Jam. Yeah, of course, the Sunday Jam. The Sunday Jam, it says SJ15 right here. So Sunday Jam 15. And I guess, I don't know if this is by Buzz or not. It might be.
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
But this jam is ongoing.
Yeah.
Jason Degroot keeps popping up in our conversations here because he's doing a lot of great stuff, and he's doing a lot of really cool stuff right now. So you got to hand it to Jason. Even if he's not involved with the zine, he's still mentioned in it or something.
He's still around, because
he's still there. He's an influence. Jason, you're an influence, and you're doing so. We're pretty excited about that, Digby. So what else we got? Oh, this one's nice. Story. Micah Liesenfeld. Micah wrote and penciled this story, and is another cartoonist, Kathy DeLoria, inked and colored this. Look at this. Is that not beautiful?
I had that. I was showing that a little earlier in here. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I have to get used to looking down because you have the stuff down there. I see Mustard Comics down there. So I'll get used to it. I will. Let's see. Here's another page.
Yeah.
And that's gorgeous.
So we'll have the contact info, and he can let you know if you can get it without being a Patreon or whatever. But you're a patron, I mean. He'll let you know. And
we got so much stuff here.
I know we got a lot to get through here. Yeah.
It's 43 minutes, 44 minutes. I got 2 issues of the good, the bad, and the sketchy here.
Yes, this is the Mid-South Comics Association. And we've got this from Dale Martin.
Dale Martin sent these. Yeah, the Mid-South Cartoonist Association in Memphis, Tennessee, where I lived when I was between the ages of like 6 and 9. I lived in Memphis. But I didn't know any other cartoonists or any other small press people. But I was buying comics at that time. But yeah, we got a couple of issues by these guys, these incredibly talented people. Here's issue number 10, The Good, the Bad, and the Sketchy. I don't know who did that cover. Let's look on the inside.
It tells you on the inside who did what. And
I don't know. There's something called Comic Block.
Story, it's the group's comic book, Mid-South Comics Association comic book. Very cool. And
these guys
course,
publish from time to time.
Our good friend Dale has, he's got, and get here, Watusi the Talking Dog
issues, I think.
right there.
Yep.
There's Watusi the Talking Dog. And the way you read this, you read across the top. The next one down continues the same story, and the next one down continues the same story. So it ends.
I know. I had to read that twice.
I had to figure it out too. And in fact, even this one says continued. This one says continued next issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to read them. That's how you read them.
Right there, yeah. So Dale
Oh,
Martin.
and I know something that they've got information on this fellow Sam Ray, who had passed away maybe a couple of years ago. But it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But the great thing is his single panel cartoons are hilarious. I mean, to do single panel cartoons that are that funny, and they've got a bunch of them in here. Every one of them's funny. Of course, he did work, you know, for the Wall Street Journal and places like that. So these were published nationally. But I just thought, I had never heard of the guy, and this was really interesting to me. I just love these. These are great.
The Wall Street Journal, huh? So he was a...
Yeah. He did work for the Wall Street Journal. He did for other publications also. So he was, you know, pretty much a professional. But his one panel comics are just very funny. And that's so hard to do. But, yeah, so that was interesting. I'm glad that was in there.
I don't know why this is funny to me, but you got a guy here that's blindfolded, getting ready to be shot, and he says, anyway, to make a long story short, why is that funny? He's telling his life.
And that's the title of the article. That's the title of this whole article. To make a long story short.
Oh, okay. But it's also, yeah, that's right. It is. Remembering your colleague by Jim Palmer.
Yeah.
It's a guy getting ready to get shot.
Yeah. I like this one in particular, the Noah's Ark. Oh boy, I can't make myself do this. Maybe you can see it better over here. The Noah's Ark one, right down here. I don't know if you can see it better there.
Oh, on the first page.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Take it easy on the woodpecking. He's talking to the woodpeckers. Take it easy on the woodpecking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to do a lot of, I did a lot of Noah's Ark cartoons. I just thought that was, I like that one.
There's a lot you can deal with there. There's a lot of.
Yeah. I used to, I always wondered about the poop deck. It must have been awfully full. You know?
Let me see something here. Speaking of Jim Palmer likes to do. He's obviously Jim Palmer is influenced by late 1930s newspaper comics, and also 1930s late 1930s comic books. In this one, you can see his influence. You can see the influence of the 1930s sort of Siegel Schuster type artwork. And right there, he has that there, but he has an even more obvious influence in issue number 11, where he does a satire of Superman, and it's the early.
Right here. I got it right here.
You got it? The Adventures of a Real Man.
Yeah.
So he's just a man. He doesn't become Superman, but this is drawn in the style of the late 1930s, and you see the guy, he's getting drunk. You know, he never quite made it to Superman, apparently.
It's kind of a strange ending, but anyway, it's good. It has a little bit strange ending.
He does heavily to try to mask his pain, and then, you know, it's totally the opposite of Superman, and then he dies.
Yeah, that's the ending. And then he dies. Boom.
But it's funny.
Comic book over.
Because it totally looks like 1938 or 1939, you know? It totally does.
I know.
So, there's a lot of great stuff in both of these issues. These mid-stuff cartoons. Oh, and this story is continued from Jason Negane, N-E-G-E-N. Negane. We talked about this one last time.
This is part 8. And this issue is issue 11, but we just looked at issue 10 and it's not in there. So
No,
I
they
don't know
skipped
where
an
the
issue.
other parts were. But
It
this is
was,
part
we
8.
talked about it. It was in an earlier issue.
Must
You
have
got
been.
this evil scorpion guy
Yeah.
and this young team of superheroes who are battling him, and his battle's going. Apparently, I think he defeated there was an older crop of heroes, and I think he defeated them, and they're being held captive somewhere or something. And then the younger heroes took over, and so they say now it's our turn. And look at that artwork, though. It's just so good.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Really sharp realism. This is definitely a modern style of comic book artwork.
Now these are $3, so you know you can pick these up. These are $3 for really neat comics. So
that's totally worth. That's a great deal.
These are issue 10 and 11 that we have.
Well, some more artwork there.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's artwork is amazing. And
Yeah,
the story's pretty good too. You'd like to see it all. You want to see it all compiled in one like graphic novel where you can see the entire story. You know.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
And then of course, Dale Martin has Watusi in there. Again, you read it across the top, then the next one, then the next one. It all continues. That's how you read that.
We love Dale Martin. We love his work.
Yep.
So,
and the bottom is a little different. It's kind of an ad rather than the story. So it's really only the two first and second lines go together, and the last one's kind of an ad for Watusi. But very cool.
Has something to do with a washer and a dryer, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, the professor's always inventing control. Yeah. And he has invented these things that are pretty much useless most of the time.
Yeah. Instead of being useful, they turn out to be disastrous.
Yeah. Usually. Great stuff. Great stuff in both of these.
We got what's her name? Katie Jones. This
bunch of great artists down in Tennessee.
Katie Jones has a distinctive style. I want to mention her because she mentioned her last time.
Yeah.
Very distinctive. Yeah.
Yep.
And all these guys in the it makes me want to go back to Memphis.
Yeah, really.
I'd like to go back to I believe I might have told this story before, but I did. I was going to go back to Memphis back when I was married, and this was like 20-some years ago, and I was going to, because I left Memphis when I was 9 years old, but we decided, my wife and I at the time, we decided we were going to drive across North Carolina, because I live on the east coast of North Carolina, Tennessee, Memphis. Memphis is all the way on the western part of the state, and I was going to go back and look at the stuff that I remembered from when I was a kid. And we started driving, but we didn't get very far, and the car broke down. And they fixed it, or they thought they did, and then it broke down again. This is in Greensboro, North Carolina, and when they fixed the car the second time, and it was something simple. It's called a freeze plug. It's a little thing, right? But anyway, we turned around and went back to North Carolina, back to you. I said, forget it. I'm not going back to Memphis, and I haven't been there since I was 9 years old. I'd still like to go back one day. I've heard it's changed a lot. Anyway, what I do know is they have a thriving cartoonist community there. Artists and cartoonists. Thanks to Dale for letting me know about this.
Yeah.
There's other stuff coming out of Memphis, out of Tennessee. There's a lot of cool stuff in Tennessee. I don't know. The Daily Wire comes out of Tennessee. Those guys.
Did you get a little Christmas card from Dale? Like that? Did you get one?
Yeah. I don't know. I got some stuff that's all mixed up over here.
Well, if you look very closely, there's a present for Watusi, and he's not there. Somebody delivered a present. It says Watusi right on it. And Watusi is not there.
Yeah. He's not there because he's probably
Yeah.
down here in Florida.
I don't know where he went, but he's not there.
Yeah, what happened? And speaking of that, you know, I think I sent Dale, and I know I sent you a copy of this one.
Yes, I have that. I do have that.
That's the Beacon Christmas card, folks. Now, I sent this to Steve Willis, and Steve says, this is the first Christmas card he's received from me since 1988. I don't know what happened. I can tell you, I did these Beacon. The Beacon is a character, a humorous parody superhero character that I've been writing and sometimes drawing ever since 1973 or 4. Dale said I used to send about every year. I used to do one every year, a big Christmas, and then after a while, I think it was after my divorce. You know, things kind of fall apart, and but I didn't do it for a long time. And recently, I've started doing it again, and so I sent this one out. It might not be the best one I ever did, but if you haven't received it, if you want one, I've still got a few copies left. I'll send it to you.
How much are they? 25?
Let me know.
How
Yeah,
much
let
are
me
they?
know. I know you got a copy.
Yes, that's right there, right below you.
I see it. There it is. It's right there on the table. I got to get used to it. I'm going to get used to this. Yeah.
Now,
That's
we
a pretty good
also,
feature.
did you get a Christmas card from Tom Fellrath?
I got that one. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Got a Christmas card from
we're gonna
Tom
do that.
Fellrath. So we're doing all right. Yeah, we're doing good.
I got Tom Fellrath. I got something from, this is from George Lane the Third.
Oh,
From
okay.
George Lane.
Did not get
Yeah,
that.
and he, there's some artwork by George.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, George lives close to Orlando. He lives not far from here. We
Yeah.
haven't met in person, but we should sometime.
Yeah.
Who's this for? Oh, here you go. Here's Dale Martin's card. I got it.
There's his card. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I got that one. Yeah.
Well, we got them
And
all.
it says here, have a Merry Christmas, Steve. Tell Larned that I'll send him a card next year. No, I'm just kidding. But thanks for spotlighting me. He's very nice. That's very kind.
Yeah. Right.
And he's got some, and he's got some of his books on the back that people can
cool.
order.
Yeah.
So it's Temptation. That's what he puts it on the back of his Christmas card. Like, if you like the card, order these books.
Yeah.
You'll like
Exactly.
those even better. And it is.
Yeah.
It is a cool card. That's right. I had it. You know, I had stuck. I got a mirror over here, and I got Christmas cards all around the mirror, and I put them up there. So that's where that was. And
Okay.
yeah, we're getting close here to the grand finale.
The big finale coming
Did you
up
get
here.
this one? Did you get this one from Clark Dissmeyer?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, actually, I got it in a package from Dale Martin, which lets you know where the grand finale is. We're heading in that direction.
I thought I did.
12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Mushy the Mushrooms, 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, here it is. I got that.
It's mixed in with all this other stuff that Dale Martin said. And I can see
Yeah,
why it
that's where
took
I
me a
had,
minute.
mine was all mixed in there too, yeah. But anyway, there's
Yeah.
Clark Dissmeyer's Mushy's 12 Days of Christmas. How about that?
Which is wonderful.
Mushy the Mushroom.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a puppy in a pear tree.
See?
So he goes
A
through
little different.
Yeah, he goes through the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's a
He's
little
got
different.
three French hens, and you see there they got on the French berets, and they're smoking and drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 3 French hens. Clark, you nut. This is funny stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. On the 4th day of Christmas, 4 calling birds. My true love sent me 4 calling birds, and you see they're all on their
They're all on
phones.
phones. Yeah. They're all on phones. Very cool. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Calling birds. What else would they be? What's a calling bird? Got to be on a phone.
Let me see here.
This one is
9 ladies dancing. He says over there, and you look over there, and he says, "You just missed them." So we missed the 9 ladies dancing. And what do you got there?
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. He says, "Well, I drew 10 lords a leaping, but I can't show it to you because it would break the 4th wall." So between the cartoon characters and us.
And on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming. Oops, I ran out of ink. He ran out of ink before he could finish doing the drawing. How about that?
Yeah. And then he's got the 13th day of Christmas. He just doesn't want to deal with it. He said, "Stop." So that's Steve the mushroom.
Funny guy.
Yeah. We love Clark, and in memory of Pat, for whom these postcards were drawn. So someone he loved passed away, but that's sad. But it's a wonderful. It's a wonderful card. I don't know if he's selling these or just sending them out. I would imagine if you send something to Clark, he'll probably
I
send
mean,
them.
I think it'd be nice to have one of these. Maybe you can contact him and ask for one. I'll give you his contact info.
Yep.
All right.
And now,
are we ready?
We're ready.
We're ready. Here is, I got to read this. The Silvers of Light in an Endless Night. That is the name of Steve Willis' latest comic.
The slivers, not silvers, slivers.
The
you got to look good.
Slivers
of light.
In an endless night. But what this is a jam comic. Yeah. And Steve starts out the stories and other cartoonists finish them. Pretty cool. Steve and I both have done some. They're not in this book, but they will be coming up. But this is the first book.
I got a jam comic. Steve Willis sent me something. He sends everybody something different, but there's one that I'll be working on. Larna's working on one. And
I finished one, and I'm getting another one. He just told me another one's coming in the mail. But I did finish one, so that one will probably be in his next book. But this is the first one. This is the first one he's tried. His normal comic was Cranium Frenzy, and he says he's not going to do Cranium Frenzy anymore. He's going to, well, this is one thing he's going to be doing. So, you know, I don't know. Steve is changing a little bit. Who knows? He may go back to Cranium Frenzy. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just taking some time and doing some jams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and they are way out there. Let me tell you.
There's other people involved. Charles Brubaker, Bob Rickert, Jack Latterman, and Buzz
Baziznik is in it. And then there's a guy called Anvil, and the Anvil does not want the rest of his name known.
Oh, he's on. He has to do something with the back cover, which is a good back cover.
Strange. He has a strange drawing style here.
Yeah.
I think that's his. The Anvil.
Puzzle for the Fizzled Wizard.
Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. The toaster isn't working. So someone is having a problem with the toaster, and they're going, I've consulted all my, some kind of a witch. I've consulted all my esoteric manuals, and no amount of magic is effective. And towards the end, someone who looks like, I don't know if Steve drew it or this Anvil person says, you know, you could just plug the damn thing in.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a toaster.
Yeah, it's a toaster. But Steve starts them out, gives them to the next guy, and the next guy does maybe a page, and it might go back to Steve. And I know I did a couple pages because I sent back to Steve, and then he sent me another one, and I did it. So anyway, they're funny.
Are you in this issue?
No, I'm not in this issue.
No, you'll be in the next one probably.
Next one, yeah. But a lot of neat cartooning in here.
Yeah.
I think this is Brubaker right here, I believe.
Yeah, you can definitely. What you do is first of all you spotlight, you look for Steve's work.
Yeah.
You look for Steve's work, and you can see it right there. That's obviously
and
Steve,
you
and you can tell.
And you can see when it changes. Yeah, then you see it change. So you know that's the other jam artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So what is he doing here? In between performances, I take off my sweltering giant cat head, go in the alley behind the theater, and get my nicotine fix. He realized he was not alone. There's people in the background. So there's people in creatures, cat-like creatures, and dog-like creatures watching, and then it goes to the next guy to move on from there. So this is a jam. And I guess that's the Brubaker? Charles Brubaker?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So one of the dogs challenges the guy. Yeah.
And
challenges him to a fight. Put him up, you chicken. So.
Now, if you want one of these, and you should, you send Steve Willis some stamps or a trade. If you do comics, send him a comic, he'll trade you for it.
That looks like more of the Charles Brubaker right there.
Yeah.
I remember there was a movie called Brubaker with Ronald Redford 30 years ago. Played a warden. Never mind. Oh, this was really bizarre. This was really wild.
Oh, this is way out there. Yeah.
Sense of displacement. This one was like super. This is just berserk. Okay, I don't know. Let me see. Does Steve start this one?
I
think Steve started it.
Yeah, I think Steve starts them all.
Let me see. There was a large statue in the middle of town. Okay, well, this basically what happens is this guy. Yeah, he did. Because this guy meets this little elf, and he's like a gangster elf. Yeah, this guy. He's like an Al Capone type elf, but he's got a knife.
A knife, yeah.
And he takes this guy's nose and he alters it. And
he's got a little face on it when he gets done.
Right there. Yeah, so it looks like Steve Willis.
Little
talking head on his nose.
On the end of his nose.
Which changes this guy's life. And the funny thing is, he kind of likes it. He kind of likes his little talking nose. But then flatulence sets in.
Out of the back of his head. You know?
And this looks like that's somebody. That's another artist.
That's something to worry about. If you've got a face on your nose, you could flatulate out of the back of your head, I suppose.
Yeah, so you've got an extra nose, and now you're basically farting all the time. And
it can happen. It can happen.
It's kind of disgusting, but it's kind of funny too.
Now you know what else?
Thought of this?
You know what else Steve Willis does is Morty. Here's a bunch of Morty. He sent a bunch of Morty cartoons here.
Oh yeah.
And Morty's are all originals. If he sends you a Morty cartoon, it's an original. You know.
I got all kinds of stuff here. Thanks.
I got a bunch.
We love you, bro. We love you. You're the best.
But here's the important thing. Like this one here. Let me see. They're all numbered. And this one here is 9,876. That's this one. Whoops. That's this. Steve reached 10,000. And what he did when he reached 10,000, he made a video. So we're going to take a look at that video right now. We'll be right back. Take a look at Steve's video of his 10,000th Morty comic.
It is now December the 3rd, 2024, and this is the day that Morty Comics number 10,000 has been attained. What you are looking at is Morty Comics 10,000. It took me 14 months to draw this sucker. It'll be weird not to be working on it. You can see a lot of the characters here have been in the last couple of years. You've probably seen them in my Cranium Frenzy series. Morty Comics started in late February 1983 and ran until the end of 1999 and went through a hiatus until definitely 2010. And I've been at it ever since. The last couple of years, the last 3 years, I've really been going into hyperdrive with this series. I do plan to continue Morty Comics after this, and maybe even get to number 20,000. Who knows? Here you can see some of my more traditional characters, especially right in the middle. There's Morty the dog with Cosmo Bear and Muki the mutant membrane, one of the more refreshing characters in my cast. And we'll just back up so you can get a bird's eye view, or a sideways bird. There we go. My plan is to cut this up into little pieces and share it with everyone who's on my distribution list. I think I can, it's like a birthday cake at an office party. I think I can cut it up to make it enough to go around. Here are the envelopes I'll put them in. That's the way they'll be marked. And over here, next to my Norm cup, proving I am quite normal, you can see the farm equipment on there proving it, that I bought this special implement just to cut this up. My plan is to include this copy of Morty Comics in the next book that will be released probably later this month. It will be full of jams, and I'm planning to do several books like that in the next few months into late 2024 and early 2025.
Okay, so he sent, what he did, as he told you in the video, he cut it up into 80 pieces, and he sent everybody on his mailing list a piece of the 10,000th Morty comic. Here's mine, right in this, here's an envelope. I have number 39, and here is my piece of the 10,000th comic. Let's see yours, Steve. Let's see yours.
Okay, here's my piece.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. And you got what, number? I got 39. What'd you get?
What
40. Number did you get? 40? Oh, okay.
Number 40.
Oh. Hey, he must have been thinking of us at the same time.
Right.
Anyway, pretty
there
cool.
You go.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
I have to look at the video again. Does he show the entire picture? Like all of these are like one giant collage?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yeah. It's in the video we just looked at. I just looked at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, boy, I think we've done it. Wow. That was quite a few comics, actually.
That was an hour and 12 minutes or so.
Wow. Yeah, that was a long one, which will take a long time to upload. If we make an hour-long video, it takes 6 hours to upload it to the editor. I don't know why, but it does. So, anyway, that was fun. I just wanted to get this in the video. This is Nick Durga's Amoeba Adventures, an ad for it, for the latest copies of that excellent comic book. Says $12.99, available now in paperback on Amazon.com. So you want to make sure you pick up either one of those. And it's Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yep.
This is our Christmas video. You can tell, 'cause I got a Christmas tree.
Yep.
He's got a Christmas hat.
You know that by the bell.
Mhm.
So, wonderful. Well, if you would like your comic on here, and I don't know why you would, but if you would like it on here, you can send Steve one and me one, and we will get it on here.
That's for darn
Right?
sure.
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see you next time.
All right. We will see you next time. This has been fun. So long.
Bye-bye.
Bye.